Good morning, welcome in, and the slow burn of stocks continues. Isn't it epic? Isn't this absolutely incredible what's happening with the stock market? The slow burn continues. So I watched a funny interview, and I put it out to the bid and ask. I put an interview with Kathy Wood, but I don't think it was very recent. And she was saying that she was going to get, her plan forward was to get 46% annual returns through 2030. Her fund was going to be 210 trillion size. It's incredible. How am I doing today? I'm doing fantastic. Let me show you some stuff. So this is the disruption. So Palantir, this was a disciple. This was a prophet. This stock was incredible. This was going to be the next, I don't know what sector it is in or care, but because I care about numbers and cash flows and they don't have any of them. But with that, don't worry about that. Down almost 22% in the past two trading sessions. We're down 15, 16% pre-market. Incredible. Okay, let's just continue on to our celebration. Here we have a market cap of, not after today, but as of Friday close, $25.5 billion for a company that doesn't make any cars and just loses and does supply chain issues, disaster, but down 17% pre-market. That's disruptive. Okay, let's go to the next one. Tesla, good company, not gonna lie. Good company, love the product, love the company, love the CEO, and down 5% going into. Okay, let's go to Ethereum. This is the hedge against inflation and chaos, down 6%. That's weird. Why don't we go to Bitcoin? Let's just keep the parade going. This is the hedge against inflation, down 5%, down 50% from its highs during a time when the market's down. So shouldn't this be down less than the market if it's a hedge against? I do have a question before I get into the news and start talking about stocks and everything. So people are pretty mean to me and Paul and sometimes Seth about when we pick stocks and we say this stock is going to go down and it's not a good buy right now and this is the reason and Bitcoin is this. Are y'all ever going to apologize to us for hurting our feelings like that? At what point are you going to apologize? My feelings have been hurt for a very long time. There's often times on like a weekday night where I just leave work and I come home and I just have to curl into a ball because of the mean comments that people say to me. And I start to think that I don't understand investing. I start to think that the 16-year-old kid is smarter than me. So 16-year-old kid who's maybe 17 now, can you please apologize to me? Because you made me start doubting all of my beliefs in value investing. And I really thought that you had all the answers. And damn, I just thought I was just, I'm just, oh well. I guess I can get over it. I'll never get an apology. Consumer Pricing Index, Disney earnings this week. It is going to be a big week, especially for this inflation data. Fresh set of inflation data is set to come out on Wednesday. Of course, it excludes food and energy, so we don't need that. But let's see. CPI headline is expected to edge up by just 0.2%. So it's going to be sitting at 8.7%. Excluding the volatile food and energy prices, of course. For prices for crude oil, gasoline, and other commodities soared in late February and March after Russia's invasion of Ukraine, while energy issues were disrupted, of course. Food, energy, and shelter. Shelter is going to be, guys, housing is going to be a good one. I am super excited for housing to see what's going to happen because I just look at this saying, if interest rates are so high, say you and your family want to sell a house and go buy another one, but you're locked into a rate, call it under 4%, whatever it is. Are you really going to go and buy a home that gives you a 6, 7, maybe 8% interest rate for the next 30 years? I don't think so. And there's no chance that they're going to be selling adjustable rates at this point. You got to be outside your damn mind to go and get an adjustable interest rate at this point, even if you're locked in for 5 years. Even if you do like a 5 and 15 or a 5 and 10, something like that, you're outside your mind. All right. Where should we go next? Gold. So gold future. I pulled this story up because the dollar's starting to, I wouldn't say spike, but it's moving a little bit. We're gonna run at it a little bit. Gold futures slip. I'm telling you guys, this is something that I don't understand, but the high school student does. Gold is very long play. It's a 5 to 6 to 7 year play, 3 to 7 years, and you're going to be better for it in the long run, especially what they've done to the dollar. But if you don't believe me, just go and buy Bitcoin. It's 50% off. It's a good dip. That's sarcasm for the record. Seriously though, The Office is over. Airbnb CEO. I really like this guy. He seems like, well, he's a little bit, how should I say this? Optimistic, but I do like him. I think he's funny. So this guy, what he's doing, this is not in the article. What this guy is doing is he is just going to stay at Airbnbs throughout the year, and that's where he's working from. So he's running his company from different cities. He's just going to test out different cities every single week or whatever it is. I think he's going to stay at 52 different locations throughout the year and run the company from there. Interesting way to look at things. They announced last month that employees can work from anywhere they want with no pay cut. Young leaders are going to think quite differently than the current CEO. I don't know, the older CEO trend of, I feel like he's talking about the big Fortune 500s, adding that they're going to be more nomadic. He predicted that companies will have in-person FaceTime, but it will be dramatically reduced. And he said that they don't need to go to places like New York City. They can go to upstate New York and go to more inexpensive places. Last week, Airbnb reported that it topped 100 million bookings in the quarter for the first time and said, 2 years into the pandemic, Airbnb is substantially stronger than it ever has been before. It's an incredible concept. It almost seems like he is trying to take that company and switch it into not just a you and your friends go somewhere and hang out thing. It's more of a, hey, you can rent this house and you can turn it into, you can work from there for a month or something like that. It's almost like they're turning it into they're kind of doing what United Airlines does. United Airlines is definitely the airline that is emphasize business travel the most. Of course, they want normal passengers that are traveling for leisure, but they've really emphasized that business travel, and they're the business carrier. This is almost what Airbnb seems to be doing. Disney investors are focused on streaming, but don't forget about theme parks. So Disney reports earnings, I believe Wednesday. We're going to check that in a little bit. For 5 quarters, Disney's park division has reported an loss in operating income. Look at this, guys. This is my stock that just made no sense to me whatsoever throughout the pandemic. I'm just going to pull out the long-term chart right here for a second. So you had coronavirus and then shutdown. You shut down the park. You shut down nearly 40% of their business. And what happens? The stock goes, wait, this is not Disney. This is DI. But it's actually the same chart. So might as well just be DI. Where is it? COVID. And shut down the park, and all of a sudden you go from $80 or $75, whatever it is, to a high of $205, $203, while shutting down 40% of your operating income. And then you get parks back open, and everything starts working again, and it falls right back down. So can somebody please explain how that logic works to me? You know, if you pull up Disney and you look at what Disney has done over the past 5 years, their stock has been down over the last 5 years. So that's not very good. The resurrection of theme parks is critical to Disney's bottom line. They talk about this Disney Plus stuff. You got to keep your bottom line, your core business going. And it seems like they're doing that, but a lot of parts of the world they're not, especially in China. In 2019, the segment, which includes cruises and hotels, accounted for 37 of the company's $69.6 billion in total revenue. Typically, theme parks account for the majority of the revenue. Shanghai is shut down. What else down here? I didn't highlight anything else. What I want to see is the Disney Plus numbers. See if they really have the emphasis of that everybody's saying, and we'll go from there. Uber CEO so it's funny when Eric Perez just said I do the Airbnb thing. Do you really? Eric, explain a little bit more. I would like to hear that. Uber CEO tells staffing company that he will cut down on costs and treat hiring as a privilege. So it's funny when everybody gets into a pickle they go back to the basics of wanting cash flow and wanting to not overspend and all of this nonsense. And it's pretty funny how that works. It's funny how in times of chaos, everything comes back to the basics that we talk about. But you don't stick to those basics throughout the year and life. And it doesn't make any sense to me. Whatever. 2 weeks a month. Eric says 2 weeks a month he'll switch a different location. Anyways, Uber CEO tells that he's going to cut costs and stuff. It's clear that the market is experiencing a seismic shift, and we need to react to that accordingly. To address the shift in the economic sentiment, the ride-hailing firm will slash spending on marketing, incentives, and treating hiring as a privilege. We want to make sure our economics work before we go big. Why don't you just make your economics work from day one? I don't need to read any more of this article. That's all I need to hear. All right, now let's get to a little bit more gold. Get out of here. CPI, get out of here. Bitcoin slips below 35,000. Yep, somebody just said it's 34,000. 50%. So this is the hedge against inflation, right? It is nearly down half from its 67,800 just set in November. Oh, wow. I didn't realize that happened in November. I really thought that was more about a year ago. Well, there you go. So Bitcoin, I hope you hang on to it if you have it and you're 17 and dumb. And don't listen to people that are intelligent that have experienced cycles before. Rivian slumps amid report that Ford is selling shares. Somebody asked me at what price would I buy Rivian. I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't even buy Rivian for 50 cents a share. Unless I just want to take a couple $1,000s and throw it at it and hope for the best. But there's no chance I'm buying this company. Rivian fell as much as 6%. Ford has a large investment in them. They're selling 8 million of their shares at a discount. Then you come over here, JP Morgan Chase is selling a block of 13 to 15 million shares at a discount. They are selling the blocks of shares at $26.90, a 6% discount to Friday's close. And now this morning they're down like 17%. So imagine this is just terrible. Actually, it's not even a discount anymore. However, Rivian struggled to ramp up. Listen, it ain't going to work. I'm sorry. It ain't going to work. All right, let's see some comments that you guys are saying. But would I get a Rivian truck? Absolutely, I would get a Rivian truck. Guys, I'm not against these companies. I use Amazon every single day. I'm not buying the stock. I use Google every single day. I use Google 500 times before this show. I can't say I would go to Disney, but I would buy the stock. What else? Okay. When you would consider, would you consider buying Rivian when it's down 17%? Nope. Amgen, long possible. We'll check it out. Google is getting closer. Everything's getting closer, baby. Let's see here. Sell a kidney. Crashy wood. Yeah, crashy wood. Okay, here we go. Thoughts on the Canadian broad market? Oh, I don't know. I haven't really looked into it. 20 trillion. Apple didn't even get to 10 trillion. Does she know how numbers work? No, she does not know how numbers work. Tom Nash is probably crying about Palantir. Yeah, sad. This is the sarcastic section. I told you that would run too long. They called me Bubble Boy. You don't have feelings. What's the point? All right, let's get into some stocks. Send them over. Let's do, somebody said Amgen. Hold on one second. Can you please go talk to Bill? God. All right, let's see. Amgen, AMGN. Okay, so Amgen is falling right now. Let me pull up the daily chart too. Let's see here. So Amgen's sitting at its 100-day moving average just stuck. And you can tell that it's been stuck there for multiple days. So let's see. Get this thing. Go talk to Nicole. I don't even know what to say. Okay. I don't even know what to say. All right. So Amgen is stuck at its 100. It is bumping up. So let's see what happens today. If it can push up and continue going with good volume, sure. But it needs to get off of its 100-day moving average. It is absolutely stuck right there. All right. Somebody just typed Zim and it piqued my interest. Can you check Zim, please? Do you think it will run to all-time highs? No, I don't. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. This thing is a head and shoulders pattern like you've never seen before, and it's developing into what's going to be an ugly face if it does happen. But right now, you are dropped. Look, this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. You notice how back here we were just glued to our 200-day moving average, right? Just stuck there. Now, what's going to happen is it's going to be stuck maybe to its 100-day moving average. It will drop again to its 200-day moving average. The good thing about this stock is that we had a very, very rough week, and this stock had a lot of relative strength. Relative strength meaning when the S&P or the NASDAQ or whatever is down, your stock is up or neutral. That is what we're seeing from Zim. But let's see how long that can last. Meta is a really nice short if you get end of the day in golfing. Let's see, Meta. Wait, it's Facebook still. When are they going to change their ticker symbol? This doesn't make any sense. Okay. Wow, look at that. Look at this. Oh my goodness. So we have a head and shoulders pattern that developed here, right here, came right down. And then you are developing a kind of an ugly face in here, and it's pretty ugly. So this thing will fall, and once it breaks this level about 180, 185, 183, whatever that is, it's going bye-bye. Right now, look at this. For the past, actually, you know what's interesting? Let's zoom out here a little bit. You know what's interesting? Over the past month and a half, with the exception of this drop in here for, 4 days, 5 days, you hugged these moving averages pretty well, right? Once these things break away from those major moving averages, you're going to go for a pretty nice run to the downside. Amazon, if you don't mind. Amazon seems interesting. So Amazon is down. What are they right now? Let's go. Let me pull up Yahoo Finance because let's see what they did on Friday. So on Friday, they were down 1.4%. Okay, so Amazon is now down 43.5% since its intraday highs. That is what's happening. Guys, if there's any background noise that you hear, I apologize. There's construction going on outside. But this microphone's really good, so you might not even hear that. So let's see what Amazon is doing. What I'm zooming out for now is I'm just looking at consolidation levels, and there is a very strong consolidation level here. But what do you notice? You're opening below that consolidation level. Let me zoom in. Just if you're watching on your phone, I want you to be able to see this. I want you to be able to see exactly what I'm talking about when I talk about consolidation levels. So, okay, hopefully you can see this right here. What I'm looking at is I'm going back to March of 2020. And this is where we just kind of sat and bounced around in that price range for, a month. We fell down, we held that level on Friday, and now what are we doing? We came right below that level. This orange line is where we're going to open the day pre-market, and look at this. If this thing continues to fall, you are going to go down here to these COVID levels, and that is unbelievable that Amazon is going to do that. It's not unbelievable to me. This is part of the cycle, but we'll see. What do I think that Amazon looks interesting under 2,000? I don't think. Well, of course it's interesting. I just don't think it's coming close to my value. Personally, I probably think that Amazon. Here's the problem with Amazon, and I'm going to kind of go off onto a little bit of a value, not tangent, but I'm just going to comment right now. Here's the thing about Amazon. If you look at what they're doing as far as shipping products and buying airplanes and really building their infrastructure, it's incredible. But they're not making business. They're not making money on their shopping business. All of their money is being made off of Amazon Web Services. So I look at this saying, well, I don't want to invest in a company that is just getting disseminated after all of these years. Now, they are investing a lot back in their business. There's no doubt about that. They're investing a lot back in their business. They don't pay a dividend. I don't know. I see what Amazon wants to do. It is Jeff Bezos' ultimate goal. I want to sell everything. He basically wants to rule the internet as far as the shopping world goes, and I guess that was the goal. And listen, they're going at it. There's no doubt. Nobody can say that they're not going at it. All right, let's see here. Monster Energy below all four major moving averages. That is a good bearish signal. Let's zoom in a little bit. I would like to see maybe we can get a swing trade out of this thing. So I'm just looking back If you get an engulfing candlestick like so today, you can do something with it. But you have a lot of support in there at maybe 270. You gotta break and stay below 270 today. You have to have an engulfing candlestick. Otherwise, it looks like a pretty good short. But you notice that when Monster Energy does this, when it makes these reversals, it reverses very quickly in the sweet spot. So be careful with that. Granted, this happened more in March, but has a history of happening, so be careful with that one. Oh, let's see. Oh, that's Microsoft. Okay, so here, let's go. Look at Microsoft then. I'll pull up Monster Energy next. It's the same thing. Microsoft does switch in the sweet spot like this, okay? So be very careful. Even when you're not in the sweet spot, look how much it switches. Look at that trend, how much it switches on you, even when you're not in the sweet spot. So before you go short on this thing, look, guys, this is one of the FANG stocks. It's going to get hit. It's going to move with the rest of the market. So if we continue to keep moving down in this market, then Microsoft will keep falling. So pay attention to that as best you can, but make sure that it breaks that 270 level and stays below that 270 level. And I also can't believe that Monster Energy is in between major moving averages and Microsoft is not. So here's Monster Energy, stuck right on the 100. That's it. You're just stuck right on the 100. I wouldn't try to go either direction with this thing. Yes, it looks like a good long-term trade right here, but you got to get over. You're not going to like this, but you got to get over 88. You got to get over the 200-day moving average, and you got to make sure you stay over the 200-day moving average. But even then, you're going to be moving up to these all-time highs, all this resistance. Honestly, if it was me, I'd find a different stock. Why don't we look at Palantir? PLTR. Is that right? Yeah. $7.70. So we were idiots up here when it was $45. I'm waiting. I'll accept the apology whenever. If you want to just type in "I'm sorry," that would be fine. But personally, I would like a written apology to mo@everythingmoney.com. Please, I prefer a video, but I probably won't get that. So whatever. Where were we? Palantir. So here's the deal. When they IPO'd? They IPO'd September 30th of 2020. So you're below the IPO price. I don't know what to tell you. There's no way for me to decide on support down here. I don't know. You want to day trade it? Have fun. I don't know what to tell you. Pulverizer. I know you're not a hater. Mo, I do accept Texas Roadhouse gift cards. If you want to apologize and you're actually genuine about it, send me a Texas Roadhouse gift card. So that's my favorite. And we can type in Texas Roadhouse just to see how the stock is doing. And if you want to, you can take your losses and maybe just take even more losses, buy me a gift card, send it over. I'll go and enjoy a meal. Okay. Texas Roadhouse. Oh my God, I wouldn't trade this stock. Great buns, not a good stock. Let's look at Tesla. I apologize for not knowing what I'm supposed to apologize for. You're funny. All right. Tesla. So Tesla's fall. Okay, so I told you guys, I said this in a video that I posted on the trading channel last week. And if you're not subscribed to the trading channel, go and watch it. 8 new videos every morning at 8 a.m. Once you break below this consolidation level in here, and more importantly, this consolidation level of about 760, 750, whatever that is, this thing is going to go for a wicked, wicked ride because there is not a whole lot of support in here except for maybe 675, maybe. But aside from that, here's the problem with stocks that just go up and don't take a long time going up. When they come down with a vengeance, because they don't have any support in there. Let's go back to Palantir. This is the problem with stocks that go straight up and don't have any support. You notice, let's pull this up. You notice, it looks better. I can illustrate it better to you in this way. So a stock that just shoots up and then comes back down and consolidates a little bit, then shoots up again. These are flagpoles. They're just really long flagpoles. And you had consolidation here. That's why the stock consolidated in here. But after that, it was just bye-bye. There was nothing. There was no support in there to run this thing up. That's what Tesla did. That's why when you see these companies that go up, they go like this, and they go. No stock just goes straight up. It's not. The stock price will run up for you, but it's not going to stay that way. You need stocks that take a very long time to go up, that build these nice support levels. Funds see these. Financial managers see these. Hedge funds see these. Everybody sees these. Nobody sees anything with this. You know what they see with this? They see there's no support in there. This thing's going to come right back down, and it happens every single time. That's what you get with stocks that just go straight up. So let's go back to Tesla. There's not a lot of support in here, guys. With the exception of right in here and maybe a little bit in here, this thing has fallen, and it's going to fall like a flying crowbar with a vengeance. Bitcoin is a hedge to apologies. That's true. Mo, do you accept Bitcoin as an apology? I do, but you have to get me one full coin. Mostly just so I could sell it right away and keep the $30,000. I lost all my Bitcoin and can't afford a gift card. Why does support make a difference? So, great question. Support makes a difference because there's this little thing out there called quant funds. But you're also going to notice this is what this. Let me get a bigger screen here. Hold on one second. I'm going to blow this up and just try to minimize this. There we go. So I'm going to draw right here. So what support does is, you notice here. Notice when this stock. Let's see. What's a good stock that has? Actually, let's just go back to the Palantir. This is a good one, because Palantir did create a support level in here. So instead of a stock just going up nonstop, this took about a matter of, 2 weeks to fly to this level. And then it went sideways for a while. This going sideways for a while was the best thing that ever happened to Palantir stock. I'm telling you that hands down right now. That was the best thing that ever happened, was this month period when you were probably not making money. And you were like, why isn't my stock going to $100 a share? Because the next time that it came up, inevitably skyrocketed. When it came down, you knew that once it hit this level, it was going to stall because there was so much support at that level. That is where a lot of funds said, okay, there's a big support level here at $25. We don't have to worry that this thing is going to drop through 25 because there's so many buyers and sellers fighting at that level. So when they start fighting at that level, the stock stays there, and it stays there for a long period of time, and it creates a lot of support there. And then it makes it harder for the stock to drop well below that level back to here. You notice after this idiotic situation here, look how long it went sideways for. Yes, you have your dips and your blips in there, but you're really coming back to that standard quo of about $25 because there's so much support at that level. This is why you need stocks to go up and pull back and consolidate sideways, and go up and pull back and consolidate sideways, and go up and pull back and consolidate sideways, and maybe go down and come back up. But you want that consolidation sideways. You need that support created. When stocks just go straight up and they flagpole, you get nothing. All right. Where will Facebook be after the Head and Shoulders is formed? You can answer that one on your own. It's going down. Boeing. Let's look at Boeing. Boeing. I don't mean to beat a dead horse with that support stuff, but it is so important, and you guys are going to start seeing it when these stocks start coming down like this. Well, Boeing is super easy one to predict. Here was your high, here was your low, here was the middle ground, and you were not going to break over that 50% rule area. You've been trying and trying and trying. With all of the 50% pressure pushing down on it, plus all the bad news that consistently comes out about Boeing, you're not going to break this level. It's just not going to happen. You're going to need a miracle from the Lord to break through this 220, 230 level, whatever it is. So Boeing, pay attention to this one short. They have a very big trend down right now. Let's zoom in a little bit. Very big trend down. Do they have consolidation? Yep. Once you drop below this level, pay attention to Boeing short. Somebody tag me in the bid and ask and say, watch Boeing short under 144, because that is going to be a really good short. You can do the same thing on the swing trading side. This is going to be a really good short. And I bet you this thing comes back down to 125, if not $90. If not $90. How do we differentiate if it's a small spike in price or an actual breakout, though? Well, you got to follow the trend for that one. Join the bid and ask. I'll teach you how to do it. Miracle from the Dark Lord. That's a good one. Apple's in the bid and ask, so I'm not going to do that one. If you want to learn about Apple, I talk about it every single day. What's up? Give me another one. Clorox, CLX. Ooh, is Clorox back? So Clorox has a gap to fill. Now, let's see if we can get this trend to stay in the sweet spot. You notice that trend is pretty weak right there, and this is why I teach you got to be in the sweet spot for 3 days. Let's make sure. This is a reaction to earnings also. You had earnings a couple days ago. This is a reaction to earnings. Let's make sure that this thing doesn't just taper off. This morning it's tapering off. It's running into the 100-day moving average. Unless you get really good, and the market's now open, really good consistent volume, you're not breaking through the 100-day moving average. I will do 2 more stocks. I'm going to do Micron, and then I will do 1 more. All right, Micron. Micron, the same thing, consolidating at these levels that created some good support. Now, if it breaks through, 68, whatever, 66, whatever this number is, this thing will continue to fall, and it'll continue to fall with a vengeance. Jim Cramer just said bet on Procter & Gamble. Newsflash, don't bet on Procter & Gamble. Kroger, let's pull up Kroger for a short position. I want to see what the market's doing before I sign off too. So the greatest thing about Kroger is that it has this gap to fill. Once it breaks this level of $53, it's going to fall. It's going to fill this gap, and it's going to land at its next consolidation area, just like I was telling you about. So let this thing break down, let this thing break through, and we'll see where Kroger goes from there. Now, I want to pull up the stock market before I sign off and see what's going on. We have markets down. NASDAQ's down 1.7%. Dow is down 1.3%. S&P is down 1.4%. So let's see what happens, guys. It's going to be a very interesting day. What are the bond yields doing? Wow, look at that 30-year yield. Holy moly. What is Palantir doing at this moment? Palantir is only down 20%, so that's good. All right. Have a great day, guys. Catch you on the flippity flop.